Hi, welcome. This is Rooney207 again, and thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Really appreciate it. And I wanted to talk today about one of the new updates that the Splinterlands team has published. It's regarding the market listing fees and expiration date. They wanted to, and this is the problem with a lot of transaction fees on the database side on the rental, and they it slows down the game a lot. It slows down the database and also publishing to the Hive layer one blockchain as well. So for those that do play the game on a regular basis, you'll see that the blockchain from Splinterlands or blocks are delayed by X number of seconds or minutes, depending on how utilized the service is. So one of the ways that, and I'm surprised the team hasn't executed this earlier. Currently, as a player, we pay two types of fee structure to rent cards on the market. We have to have the Hive ECR, the energy consumption rate piece of it that the game has integrated, and also there's there's the 5% market fee, and then if you're using a bot service like Splex, for instance, a rent column, they'll add an additional 10% to that. They'll charge you to kind of help manage your rental service. So this posting probably will affect them more so than, let's say, a Peak Monster. Peak Monster has a different type of rental structure, and I think what may have led to this is a lot of transactions, probably millions of transactions on a daily basis, where the bot rental program will change and update the pricing on a pretty regular basis to be competitive, and it's really marginal. And they're at the end of the day, they're achieving a slightly higher, potentially a higher rate and a return for the player community, but that's at the expense of the server and the database. So I think this is a something that's needed, a needed change for the Splinterlands team to be able to one. Help improve the quality of life, the user player experience, and also to manage any incoming new user base as their growth. Hopefully, over the coming year, the game will continue to grow. So the one DEC or the one DEC is cheaper than the one credit, because DEC, from a dollar perspective, every 1,000 DEC is roughly between 70 and 80% of a US dollar. So I think it's better not to use credit. I think you use credit if that's all you have at the moment. Yeah, and unfortunately, we haven't reached a point where we can burn the SPS for DEC conversion, where it makes mathematical sense. The other part of the rental piece is that if you choose not to make a lot of changes because you don't want to pay the one DEC or one credit piece, your card will be listed on there for 30 days, and in that case, it'll be delisted, just to, I think, help with the server management piece of it. This change will go into effect on Tuesday, March 7th. For those that are new to Splinterlands, the dev team, they make updates every Tuesday or every other Tuesday for the significant updates, and every Tuesday they'll integrate any minor quality of life changes and enhancements to the program. So every other Tuesday, they'll have the larger update push, and that can typically take between 2 and 3 hours. These, so as you can see, the post here goes to explain the necessary or why they need to reduce the internal cost and all the bots component. And I think the other component that we want to look at is how the current rental column uses your well, one of your Hive or the keychain piece of it, and versus Peak Monster uses something that's internal to Splinterland. So maybe that's a solution for rent column as well. The let's see here. I believe that's pretty much it. And Well, we'll see. I think it'll change some players' strategy. For instance, in my situation, I do have a few one BCX cards that I haven't been able to merge into the larger one just because they're rented out or they're put out for rental by. I was using the rental bot, so I had stopped the rental service this morning to try to reassess. And maybe one of the strategy that I can look at is instead of renting out my cards, I could take pieces of it and look at how I can maybe better utilize them in terms of creating a set that I can either put it through Nifty Arcade or I can use one of the uh, rental bot service piece. Splintermates, they charge $1 per month, and they're a little bit cheaper in terms of the actual increment piece. The Archmage, I believe they're $25, and then they charge for the token, and then they charge for one of the fees, a percentage of it, and then you have the Xbot that charges a $50 one-time token. I think the Xbot one will be an interesting case because long term they'll be the cheapest option, but I think with all things in business, there's an inherent increase in costs in terms of long term. So I think it's unlikely that the Xbot team can sustain the one-time $50 fee, but we'll see. That's just my initial thought on that, and that's it for this video. Thank you so much.